they keep on losing people.
And they can get help.
Thank you very much.
You know?
I don't know if you should help them first, because you need to help yourself first. But then when you're done and when you're fine, when you're good with helping yourself, you could try going back and offer support, offer help to that person who was a bit abusive.
Exactly.
So like Jabu said, I am going to give you a few pointers here. The first one, you have to make sure that you're safe first. When you're thinking about getting out of an abusive relationship, just ensure that you are very safe to do so. Get help from a trusted adult or a trusted friend, a very close friend that you trust, or a loved one that you believe could help you and could keep you safe.
Yes.
When you make this decision. So if this abuse is physical, do not wait any moment to get medical help or to get help from the police, because physical abuse is like one of the final stages, one of the most deepest alongside emotional abuse. So if you get physically abused, do not wait. Go get seek medical attention and call the police. Also avoid the tendency of isolating yourself from your loved ones. You know, people isolate themselves from their loved ones because of certain reasons. People might feel that they basically have nowhere to turn.
Yeah.
They have nowhere to run, or they might just be embarrassed of what has been going on in their relationship.
Yeah.
And this is exactly the time that you really need help the most.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, one of the signs of being in a relationship, an abusive relationship, is that your partner will actually try to isolate you
from loved ones.
Exactly, so that he can get control over you and get to do whatever it is that he has to do to abuse you without you having nowhere to turn to.
Because clearly your judgment is clouded.
Exactly.
In such a relationship, you don't think straight.
Yeah.
It's just completely confusing. So do not, try by all means to avoid the tendency of just isolating yourself from loved ones. And also, never rely on yourself alone to get out of the situation. Never ever think that you can do this alone. You need the help of loved ones or close people that are around you.
Yes.
You can never ever do it alone. And lastly, something very important, something very helpful, is getting a restraining order. Because a domestic violence restraining order is quite a good way to also keep an abusive partner away from yourself. This is basically a court order that will help to protect you from abuse. Because, domestic violence is the violence that happens basically with you in your home, within your relationship. So it's more private, it's more behind closed doors mostly.
Yes.
So a restraining order tells the abuser or forces the abuser through legal actions to stop harming or threatening you in any way.
Yes.
So it's illegal. The state grants this restraining order. The state is completely behind this and behind it, and this resource will help a person with getting help and being away from the abuser. So when you have that restraining order against that abuser, you'll be away from abuser and they'll be forced to stay away from you, and then you'll get help more easily.
Exactly.
Because the person you wouldn't be forced to deal with them on a daily basis, because then the restraining order restricts them from coming close to you.
Within a certain
at a certain distance, well, a few meters even.
Yeah.
So then getting help would be easier because you don't have to worry and watch your back all the time. Because then you have that restraining order, and one false move, one wrong move from the abuser, and then they'll be arrested.
Yeah. And it's doable. Just get the right kind of support structure from people that love you and care about you. People that will support you and be with you on a daily basis.
Yes.
And make sure that you feel safe and secure, and you surround yourself with people that love you, and just, take it one day at a time. It is doable. I know that the scariest thing to do in life is starting over.
Sure.
But a million people have done it, and after you do it, after all that, challenging journey of starting over, you see that it was actually worth it at the end. Instead of you staying, because you're not doing both of you any favor by staying in an abusive relationship.
And then you can also see yourself as a hero, because personally I think a person who has the guts and who has the determination to get out of an abusive relationship, that is quite that's like a hero to me.
Exactly.
It's just hero tendencies,
It's
and
courageous.
it's courageous,
Yes.
and I really, really encourage such.
Yeah.
I would really take off my head for I do take off my head for the people who've already done it.
Exactly.
Who've left abusive relationships.
Yes. Find help. I'm sure there's institutions around in your country, in your city, in your neighborhood, that deals with people that are coming out of abusive relationships. You know, because I know other people are in abusive relationships and they're living with a partner, and she's thinking, where am I going to go? Where am I going to stay? You know, I'm sure there's other facilities that can help you. You know, with shelter, you know, your local church or wherever. Just get out, because we don't want to have situations where you get out in a box.
Sure.
Because it could happen.
And you're lying on your back.
Yeah.
We've lost a life.
Exactly.
We've lost talent.
Exactly.
Because you just decided to keep quiet about it and not seek help. So like Jabu even mentioned, your local church.
Yes.
Could be right down the street even.
Yes.
Get help.
Yes.
Your pastor's wife, I'm sure they wouldn't mind. They'd be glad to help you out of this abusive relationship. So do not try to do it by yourself and on your own. It's not a good idea. It will never, I put my head on the block, it will never work out.
Yeah.
If you try to do
You
it
need
alone,
assistance. You need a support structure.
Mm.
Okay. We hope this few minutes of us talking about this abusive relationship will open your eyes and make you realize, if you are in an abusive relationship, make you realize that of the things that you need to do, the steps that you need to take, and that you can somehow see yourself worthy, you know, and see that I'm worthy enough to, and I deserve better than this, you know, and I can do better. You know, that this is not what I signed up for, and I can get better out there.
I don't deserve this. And on our Facebook page, Young Motivation Youth Talk Radio, our listeners are also agreeing with us on that fact. We have Muedin Tibe, Mozart here, who posted on our timeline saying the only way to leave an abusive relationship is to first accept that you're abused, then decide to leave the relationship.
Yes.
So that acknowledging and
yes,
getting the signs, it's important.
Point.
That's your first step to do. And then last, you stay with friends and family who will stand by you. I couldn't have said any better.
Yeah.
Don't do it alone.
You can't.
You cannot do it alone. Stay with friends and family and loved ones who could help you out.
Yeah.
In that difficult time. Thank you very much, Mwedi, for that post. Much appreciated.
And thank you, Africa, for listening to us. We hope this has been very informative and very helpful. And we hope that it will motivate you to realize that you do deserve much better. It is exactly 8:05, and you're still tuned into us on Young Motivation Youth Talk Radio on transafricaradio.net, and we're streaming from you live from Braamfontein in our studios, and we have Osis Nobantu, who's going to be coming up next. We're going to be interviewing her and talking to her about things that we might not know, things that we know, things that we want to know about meditation, yoga, and retreat centers, and, you know, all of that, because she's the expert in that department, and she's got a couple of retreats that are coming up. One in May. Is it in May?
It's in May.
One in May, and then one in November. Awesome stuff. So stay tuned and don't miss out on this informative time. If you have any questions whatsoever for Usis Nobantu, just log on to our Facebook page on Young Motivation Youth Talk Radio and post your questions and anything that you may want to know along those lines. We will be right back right after this.